Now, there are a tremendous number of conservative wins here. At least 72 hours for members and the public to review legislation before we vote on it.
The gentleman's taking credit for the 72-hour rule, which we created in our rules package, but thank you very much.
Why do we have to Christmas tree these bills? Why isn't there enough time to read the bills? Every single member of this body will have at least 72 hours to review each bill.
The gentlelady mentioned the 72-hour rule. Once again, I'll say you're welcome.
There's a reason that I've had great conversations with some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle about why having 72 hours to read a bill.
Thank you, and I want to thank the gentleman again for mentioning the 72-hour rule, which has been mentioned many times, but I wrote it, and I want to thank you for keeping it.
Focusing on the politics of division instead of what we were all sent here to do, and that is the people's business. Tackle inflation, tackle lawlessness, the threats abroad.
None of the 12 bills, the first 12 bills my Republican friends are bringing up have anything to do with inflation or mention inflation.
That's 1,740 new IRS agents in every state for one purpose: to go after small businesses, hardworking Americans who try to raise money to pay for reckless spending. Reckless spending that's caused $31 trillion in debt in this nation.
I remind my friend that the first bill you're doing is going to add $114 billion to the deficit. Enough.
This package finally ends the ludicrous pandemic procedures that have done lasting, if not permanent, damage to this institution.
Mr. Speaker, let me just remind my friends that over 1 million Americans died of COVID, including a member-elect who was supposed to be sworn in the last Congress. And these remote procedures undoubtedly saved lives of members and staff here in this chamber. So please, let's not diminish what the point of all that was about.
We're going to bring balanced budgets to the floor of the House. You bet that we've got agreements that we're going to do that.
When I hear people talk about balanced budgets, give me a break. The first bill that you are bringing to the floor, according to CBO, adds $114 billion to the debt. So we don't need any lectures from anybody on that side about balancing the budget. Give me a break. Let me just ask, will anybody on the other side just share with us the secret 3-page addendum that Speaker McCarthy negotiated with the Freedom Caucus so we can know what else was decided on, given away? I guess not.
There's no 3-page addendum. There's no extra stuff. Everything in the House rules package is posted on the House website. We made one addition as a conference.
I have great respect for my friend, but really, I mean, come on. What were the last 4 days about? Multiple sources tell us that there is this side agreement with the House Freedom Caucus that deals with some of the most controversial concessions. I know it exists. It'll come out sooner or later, but I think, everybody's talking about transparency and openness. It would be nice if there was a little bit more transparency and openness from the other side. Don't come to the floor and talk about transparency and openness and a new day. This is backroom politics. That's what this is about.
The rules package that we see before us contains no less than 3 bills that strip people in this country of their reproductive freedom. These bills are a slap in the face to voters who proved time and time again at the polls last year that they believe in reproductive freedom and abortion access.
If there was any overriding issue of clarity in the last election, it's that Americans feel strongly that they should have the freedom to make their own health care decisions, not politicians. Apparently, House Republicans weren't listening.
The rules package is anti-Latino. It makes and order bills that attack abortion rights and reproductive health that Latinas rely on. It doubles down on Republicans' inhumane treatment of Latino migrants fleeing violence and persecution. And later today, Republicans plan to rush a vote on a bill that protects wealthy and ultra-wealthy tax cheats, leaving low-income Black and Latino communities to bear the brunt of tax audits because they make easy targets.